Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is Diamond12. We have an issue. By the way, y'all don't say anything because I'm currently trying to get set up, so sorry about that. That's also partially an issue. Alright, hang on. I forgot to do the most important thing when it comes to playing modded Minecraft. I forgot to put the mods in the mod folder. Which is why I was wondering why it very easily loaded. Microsoft. There's Minecraft. Mods. There. Just make sure I have JI. Yep. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're playing with personally in my opinion, two of the most dangerous mods. Like, kind of horror related, kind of not, in 1.12.2. We are playing with, and I'm not going to tell you how much, Funkly, Commotion, Collective, and Numinia. Okay. So I'm missing 3 mods, which isn't as bad as I was thinking, so Collective. I'll just go with Collective first. So, we've got the Escape and Run mod, which, if you've played modded Minecraft before, you'll most likely know what Escape and Run is. Escape and Run is your main parasite mod. And then I am also playing with SCP Lockdown. I don't know if y'all can see that. No, y'all can't. Okay, yeah. Funky locomotion. Funky there it is. Yeah, so I am playing with multiple different additions to SCP Lockdown. Basically, I'm doing SCP Lockdown plus like 5 additions to the mod. So I'm doing quite a lot of I'm doing quite a bit of that. Plus, basically you'll see, give or take, the amount of mods. It's not the amount per se, but it's the mods that I'm doing. We're doing 1.12.2, so I don't have stuff like legends or anything like that, sadly. I might add superhero stuff later, but superhero mixed with SCPs mixed with the other quote unquote 2 tech mods I'm using. Yeah. By the way, I did the tech mods in quotes because technically, skip those files. There. Technically, I'm only using 1 tech mod, but because of the style the other quote-unquote tech mod is, I'm considering it tech mod too. Granted, it has tech in the name. After 1.12.2, take a guess on the mod. I have, at minimum, 2 mods that add weapons. Probably 3 because I think one of the SCP mods adds weapons too. But all the mods I'm using is additions for power suits. Okay, well, got a power suits mod. And yes, there was a power suits mod. Well, not anymore because it crashed. But basically, there's probably going to be 3 mods that add weapons. Might add more later, might not, I don't know. Goal is to. And there goes my game again. Item Power Fist. Yeah, do that. Okay. So by the way, I started live streaming before I tested any of this, which is why it's doing this. I'm just spilling system stuff. Basically, as long as stuff doesn't start crashing, tech guns, HBMs, SCP, escape and run, to name a few. Machine mouse, machine moves. I'm going to review the crash reports to hang on. No. Tech guns. Mod, tech guns, blah 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 blah. Version, spawning. Crash reasons, stop. Requirements. Guns. I hate to do it, but it looks like in order to do what I need to do, I need to remove tech guns and Galacticraft. And yes, I was using Galacticraft as well. But if it's going to do this, I've got to remove 2 of them. Which I hate to remove tech guns, because tech guns is such a good mod. But tech guns also recently, from every time I've run it recently, has also crashed. Granted, I've also tried running it with HBMs, and that's probably the reason, because, well, tech guns and HBMs for some reason doesn't mix well. Granted, both add a ton of guns. Tech guns usually adds your more better looking guns, but HBMs adds the larger amount of guns. Hang on. Alright. Minecraft mods, yeah, let's try that mod. I might have just been stupid on accident. How long am I in this stream? Then, if what I'm about to do works, then we don't need to remove completely everything, hopefully. Alright, it's booted. I think the issue is me being stupid. If this fully loads like it's looking at, the issue is me being stupid. I was removing the mods from a folder I do some mod stuff in. Problem is, it wasn't the one that was directly connected to the Minecraft Forge thing. So I was removing mods out of the placeholder folder I had. My original first guess on the mod that was the issue was the issue. So, Tech Guns appears to work, which, yeah. Alright, well y'all can see this now, so, SCP containment breach. So, for anybody wondering, we've got several mods, Galacticraft and Tech Guns and HBMs and all of that is included, as well as the prosthetic mod. Y'all will see in a minute. The prosthetic mod, none of the mods besides, honestly, you know, kind of stupid on my part, but to be completely honest, the first 2 to 3 mods we'll run into, actually first 4 mods we'll run into, will be SCP, Tech Guns, HBMs, and SCP, Tech Guns, oh, and Escape and Run. We'll run into the 4 most beneficial mods, the 4 most beneficial and the 4 most hurtful mods early on. SCP, I mean, Tech Guns and HBM spawn structures anywhere, which is why we'll find them pretty early on. SCP spawns rather large structures, which would be pretty good for us to find. I actually believe those rats are SCP related. And then if I remember correctly, Escape and Run spawns at night, and Escape and Run I honestly think is going to be our worst issue starting out, unless we happen to spawn. What was that noise? I don't know. Alright, back to what I was saying. If we happen to find SCP structure early on, it can be both beneficial and not, depending on how intact it is. If it's not intact, we've got containment breaches. If it is intact, hopefully it's not 096-173, the other. There's a small, I believe I can count them on one hand, on the amount of SCPs I don't currently want to encounter. Shy Guy 096 is Keter, but in a Minecraft world is easy to contain. I'm being completely honest. Basically, you don't look at it, you're fine. It's like an Enderman, but way more deadly. I've got iron swords which should be able to withstand most of the base game parasites, like most of your starter parasites, because they do come out and go via they on a progressive difficulty, so later, the longer we play, the more difficult they get. Earlier we play, the not as difficult they are. SCPs, it's early. Hopefully, I have never seen SCP in the wild. Granted, I have also never played SCP Lockdown in a survival world, like what we're doing. So, SCP Lockdown will be a fun experience when we ultimately die from an SCP. If I come across... oh, there's a boat. say this now. If I come across a pool of water that is red, a red pool of water, I am either going to A, run the opposite direction, B, run into it and just know I'm gonna die, or C, shoot it with everything I've got. Because by the way, that is an SCP, the red pool. It's an SCP. It's kind of a random ship. I think our first order of business should be up until night, give or take, and probably throughout night if I don't have a bed, would probably be to try to find a HBM structure and or honestly a structure besides a village. That's our primary goal. If we can find one, we should be able to camp out night in it. Honestly, I can camp out night pretty much anywhere I need to, but I prefer to do it in a structure. Because I can fight out whatever's inside the structure as long as it's not an SCP. But unless it's a containment breach, I can also use the security protocols of the said containment again, like against my other enemies. Because if it's 096, I don't trust being in there, but I could use its containment room as a defensive strategy, because its containment is a metal cube. Like it's oh, is that an HBM structure right there? It's a structure. I don't know what that is. Basically, Shy Guy is in a, I think it's a titanium cube or something similar to that. Basically, I don't let him out that cube and I don't physically see him, I'm fine. Granted, he also, anything else sees him, I'm screwed. There's another thing over there. I have no idea what this is. I saw it and was like, structure. But I ultimately have no idea what it is. I'm gonna just cut down this tree just so we can get rid of that pop-up. Thank you. Okay, I can run now. What is that? What is that? SCP-5055. What was that? See, guys, I don't know I know partially what I'm doing. Besides the partial knowledge I have on SCPs, I have no idea what I'm doing. That's where I died about 400 blocks that way. Alright, let's head this direction towards the dud. I think this is where I was ultimately heading. Oh, cool. Yeah, dud. Won't actually blow up, but still fun. There is one structure I need to avoid at all costs in my current state. That is the nuclear power plant, because that nuclear power plant is radioactive. Hence, nuclear power plant. Also from experience when I used to go blow things up, said nuclear power plant, if you also shoot anything into it, trips everything that's all the radioactive barrels and everything inside of it, causing a very large, very quick nuclear meltdown. Which is very bad. Like, very... That zombie directly to my right. It's a buglin. Duh. I forgot there was zombie miners in tech mod, not tech mod, tech guns. How did you get out? Burn. Yeah.
I'm gonna go check the mail.
Alright. That thing evolved. Nope, I'm not. No. I'll come back in the morning. I'm not coming after this thing. Desert Temple. I spelled that way wrong. But I'm not coming after that thing. Not when there's an evolved buglin in there. That's tech guns, I can tell you that for sure, and that has a spawner in it. Something was also trying to shoot me when I was in there. Yeah, so zombies can use guns. There's an aircraft carrier structure, which is also, by the way, very hostile. There's a lot of things in this world that can easily kill me. Ah, is that red star thing still in this world? Well, still. I don't know. Alright. I have this. For right now, until we can get a good start, I'm playing it peaceful. But that's what spawns the zombies. Yeah. Until we can get a house, a good start, I'm keeping it peaceful. Holy crap. Okay. Joshua, I don't even know what that is. So yeah, this is tech guns, by the way. This, if I were to take a guess, is probably Galacticraft. Or just taking an average guess. I'm gonna head back over here because when it's peaceful now, that buglin thing shouldn't be in there. Hopefully.
Yeah. The only reason I wasn't thinking restaurant is because there's no food for any sort of like drive-through.
Oh. What's this cloth used for? Combat pants and combat helmet, but I need obsidian steel. I could make myself a beret. 4 pieces of it. I could make myself a beret if I wanted to. That's a mine. Let's not step on that. That's a personnel mine. So yeah, let's definitely not step on that. I feel like these used to be like trap chests. Oh way, I forget that that stuff is actually legitimately explosive in this game. Emeralds. As long as I don't find like uranium or something, I'm fine. What a heart piece. Oh, what a chest plate. What did I take? Yes, probably tech mod. No. HBM, so there was like probably tech mod, like based off the design. No. Based off the design, it's HBM. Now let's hope I can get out of here. Alright. Run. Drop that stuff. Alright. Well, I'm gonna continue running. Hope I don't run into any anti-personnel mines again. And scurry away what they got. Make myself a sword and pickaxe now. Granted, if I find any, advanced alloy, I'm using that stuff, because that stuff basically is, like, really good. Oh, there's a tower in the distance, which I'm gonna raid that. By the way, HBMs holds a ton of new structures. Like, a ton of structures. There's a tower. Something over there. I don't know. I think it's probably a cactus. I actually legitimately think that's a cactus. See, HBMs holds a ton of structures, all with varying rarities and biomes that can spawn in. Like, the nuclear power plant can only spawn in the desert. Is that another, desert temple? I think, honestly, there's another desert temple. Also, these concrete bricks, whenever we get a base set up, we'll build what our base is made of. Be, like, permanent base. There's the village. We got trees over here. I'm gonna combine the trees. So, I am saying, if you're wondering why I'm saying that I want the base made out of concrete, is concrete. Actually, how do you make concrete? Concrete. So, it's so 4 pieces of concrete. That method, okay. And then 1 piece of, like, base concrete, I think is what it showed. Basically, we get that. We have radiation shielding, so the entire base should need to be covered in that stuff. As well as blast resistance. I believe, if I remember correctly, with purifiers and stuff, like with a correctly built base that has all the bells and whistles of trying to survive a nuclear apocalypse, I believe that material could protect you from a nuke. Like, won't, as long as you're not point blank on it, I think it actually will prevent you from dying from a nuke. Point blank, nukes delete everything, but yeah. Granted, I've also detonated a nuke right next to concrete, and it didn't remove the concrete, so that depends. And there is another material that is stronger than concrete, but is way harder to come by. I just don't, at the top of my head, remember what that material is. And luckily, none of the mods change the recipes for any of this stuff. Also, that is reinforced glass, so kind of hard to remove that. These batteries, yep. Already iron nuggets, dust. No. Yeah, let's not breathe that in. No. But if you're wondering why I'm like, let's not breathe that in. Fun fact, if you're breathing cordite dust and so forth. That's what's making you nauseous, and a lot of other stuff that you don't want. I thought I was just getting the effects there for a second. What is this place even for? I don't know. Why am I asking you that? What is this? I am concerned. Oh, I believe that's oil. This is tech guns. Yeah, I have a feeling it's oil. Yeah. It's like, if I were to take a guess, it's oil. Now, the one place I really need to oh, never mind. I was in the middle of saying the one place I really need to find is a factory, because that would be a great base of operations to start with. And take a look. I just found a factory. That. Because it's got quite a bit of stuff inside of it, so it would be great to have a starter base on. It and a missile silo are like my two favorite places to put a temporary base at. And yes, there are missile silos, and yes, I think, honestly, granted, if they spawn the missile, and the target doesn't earn everything, which is rare for it to spawn everything needed, but I don't know what these are. But I believe there's a chance, interesting, there's a chance that you, have the ability to successfully launch a missile. Granted, depending on the type of missile it gives you, depend on if you need any, prerequisites before to fire, because some missiles do require prerequisites, some don't. Oh, and there's the star thing I was talking about earlier. Alrighty. Let's get in here and see what type of stuff we're working with. Depending on what we have, we could survive for quite a bit, and depending on else, by the way, I'm only opening a little bit because we've got things that try to kill us. Titanium, steel, that's gonna be a great thing. Bread, gas mask, steel, cordite, not pick that up at all. Iron, circuit boards 201, diesel can, 84. Ooh, we've got a scribidium battery. That's gonna be useful. And yes, those are 2 iron blocks and quite a bit of anvils and stuff. And I believe these are furnaces. I know that. These are electric furnaces. That's an electric furnace. Item hopper. These are all. Good sir. Why? Alrighty, so you got normal furnaces here, no fun. I'm gonna pick you. Really? Fine. Never mind. Can you please stop blowing things up? I swear I picked up the scriptidium matter. But I guess not. Yeah, let's pick up this chest. Oh, you don't have any cordite dust on you. I have to make sure that these things don't have any cordite dust on them, because cordite is going to be a very painful thing to get rid of. Coming from experience. Don't even know what those are for. Oh. I guess I don't have anything for you. Okay. So this facility, I just picked up cordite dust, didn't I? That's not good. Well, if I would take a guess, I only have a few more minutes left to live. But my time to live, might as well make it last. For those wondering why I only have a few minutes left to live, that's because I'm kind of surprised I'm not suffering from the effects already. The item, the dust and everything, tends to cause you to go breathe and you die, usually. Never mind, I don't think I was acting. Concrete cracker. Yeah, you're a bit of a you're a bit of a big boy. Alright, yeah, I think takes 200 quite a lot. So I don't think I'm gonna die, luckily. I think the center one's full. So I'm kind of happy I'm not gonna die right now. Alright, grab the bread. Grab some blocks. Steel, what do I make? I can make a right? No, I can't. I don't have the. I could make a right shield, actually. How do you make that? I don't know. I'm gonna find that probably. Can I make a. Ah, yeah. I can make these as well. I'm gonna make a crowbar. and then I'm gonna start heading out to explore. Not to explore this beautiful, wonderful land that I call home. And if I lose it, I'm streaming so I can go find my cords. Here's another place. That's SCP related. I don't even have to tell you. I don't even have to get close to tell you that's SCP related. I'm gonna look in this house and I'm gonna go over there. So I've got SCP stuff right next to base. That I have a feeling is going to be that's going to be a slight issue. Oh, I'm not going to bed. Okay, I'm just going to grab the bed. The bed, the SCP? No, I don't think the bed's the SCP. If the bed's the SCP, that's a problem. Right, doors right here. I'm just gonna break through the doors, but I don't have any key cards. Yeah, you can definitely tell the spawn like right on here. This requires up to 3. Level 2. There. I don't like what we're hearing behind this door. What is that? That's us. Huh? What? Why? Home. Uh-oh.